One of the great male privileges is that we actually have so much control over our attractiveness. And most men don't even realize this. We have so much that we can do without even adjusting our looks to make ourselves more attractive. That is like incredible to me. And it was vital for me growing up because I was that loser kid who struggled in dating. And if that had been my life forever, I would not have been very happy. But instead, I got the privilege of being able to transform and change how I was perceived by women. And you can do exactly the same. So I want to walk you through all of the different things that you can do before even thinking that you need to be, oh, it's my fault, I'm not looks maxing, it's just how I was born. No, no, no. There is a bunch of things that men can do to become more attractive, and I'm going to group them into three categories. So the first category is simply lifestyle. A man is actually as only attractive as his lifestyle. That's why typically homeless dudes aren't the most attractive. And I think it's because a woman truly understands the fact that she is going to be stepping into your world. And if all you do is play video games, live at home with your parents, she's future forecasting. That's going to be her fucking life. She's going to be sat beside you whilst you play Call of Duty and your mum makes you dinner forever. And that terrifies a girl. Like, she sees that and she's just like, no. So we need to start to address what makes an attractive lifestyle for a man. And I see this sort of category being broken up into five. Right. First, your living situation. If you're a man and you're living at home, it deducts points off you, flat out. Sorry, but I lived at home a bunch and I was well aware that whilst I was building in my 20s, it was a drawback in dating. It signals a lack of independence. Yeah, you've probably got your reasons, but call a spade a spade. Girls don't want that. So, moving out makes you more attractive. Next two, your hobbies and your habits. So, your hobbies, what do you do? Girls like guys that have a lot going on in their life, that have hobbies and interests. For me, running became a huge one in my 20s. I've completed a bunch of marathons, gives me something to talk about, and stops me getting all obsessed with her and making her my only priority, which, secret hint guys, they don't like that. It's not good. You can end up being like needy and obsessive. And as much as they quite like it in the beginning, it gets old real fast. So having other things going on in your life. Next, your habits. If you have a terrible diet and a raging porn addiction, they're just unattractive qualities and you can change that about yourself. These are all fully manageable things. So it's just like, okay, well, maybe it's not great I stay up till 4 a.m, just watch Netflix all the time. Perhaps I could train and go to the gym. Perhaps I could pick up a hobby. Pretty good, right? So hobbies, habits. Next, social scene. All of this is part of lifestyle, by the way. Who your friends are, that impacts stuff. Like, a girl will really take into account who your friends are because there's an idea that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And she knows if all of your friends are losers, that's your local ecology. You're basically going to end up like them. You will end up a loser as well. So starting to build out a friendship group of people that you really love, that are like ambitious in the ways that you're ambitious, that reflect the best sides of you. And not every single one needs to be perfect at everything, but I have friends that support me in all different ways. Some of them are amazing and big like entrepreneurs and are seeking like to take over and build amazing businesses. And then some of my friends are just ones that I know I can be honest and vulnerable with. And some of them are super into running that help. I have friends that like fulfill different functions in my life, but bring them all together and it's me. So having an attractive social scene is really vital. Then the final one in lifestyle is your professional life. Okay. Depending on what you do for a job, it shifts your attractiveness. There's no doubt about it. Like, I was in finance for a long time. And weirdly enough, despite the whole like man in finance craze, I was kind of ashamed of it. And it made me feel unattractive to girls because it wasn't me. It wasn't what I wanted to express. I'm quite like an adventurous person who wanted to go out, do things in the world. And being locked up in this like bog standard company, just like doing spreadsheets, it was a bad representation of me and made me unattractive. For someone else, it might make them. Your relationship to your job is important, but depending on how you work and what your job is again, that is going to completely transform your attractiveness. So that is one of the major ways, without adjusting your looks or doing anything like that, that you can completely transform your attractiveness. Second, a man can work on his psychology, right? So, one of the traits that women claim to look for the most is confidence. And if you are a man buried in shame, like I was, maybe you're insecure, you're a nice guy, all of these things are going to be working against you. If you have like that constant validation seeking behavior from her, well, even if you are good looking, even if you have a great lifestyle, it's going to be really difficult for you to get into a relationship. So it's starting to address some of these psychological areas that could do with a bit of a touch up. It's like, if you're a nice guy and you struggle to put yourself first, not going to be good. Not going to be good. She's going to walk all over you. And they like to say, it's like, if you can't stand up to her, you won't be able to stand up for her. And she senses that. So she'll push you, she'll prod you, because she wants to see if, like, for lack of a better term, are you a pussy? And that sounds rude, but whatever. Like, she just wants to know, is this guy going to be able to stand up for me and potentially stand up for our kids? And if you fail that, it's always going to be difficult. And it's going to force her into her masculine. And she's going to be more proddy and more pokey because she thinks that's what's going to bring it out of you. So, nice little warning for you guys. If you have a girl that's constantly poking and prodding, it's because she feels somewhat insecure and unsafe around you. And that usually means that you have not been able to be secure in yourself, communicate what you want and need and put yourself first, and stand up to her when she's being unreasonable. Okay? So, we can work on our psychological side. We can reduce our shame. We can stop being a nice guy. Once again, all super, super attractive qualities. Right. Next. And this one's slightly cheating, but I'm still doing it. You're this far into the video. You're not backing out now. So, this is genuinely just improving your physical appearance, but we can do that in many ways. It doesn't have to be looks maxing where I start mewing with my jaw and getting like the perfect haircut. Yeah, these things help, but just changing your body language, that completely transforms how you physically present yourself. If you're a guy that is sat up tall, takes up space, has like his eyes rested forward towards the sky, like, this is a way more confident position for me. It makes me feel good about myself. When I'm doing this, it doesn't take long until I do not feel that great about myself. If you want to know this in more detail, read the first chapter of Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. He covers it and it's incredible. It's like stand up straight with your shoulders back. Because essentially what happens is our posture regulates our serotonin and how we feel about ourselves. So if we're like crumpled up, we're essentially saying we're low status. Like, we're saying, oh, this is a defensive position. Please don't come at me. Please, I'm just going to protect myself. And we internalize that. It's almost like symbiotic relationship between how we hold our body and how we feel about ourselves. So we can start working on the emotional side, feel better about ourselves, and also stand up straight. But we can also stand up straight and start to feel better about ourselves on the emotional side. Check your body language. It will transform how you feel. It will make you more attractive. Then you can also style yourself a bit differently. Right, that was just rapid fire value for you right there. There are all the different ways that you can become more attractive without having to change your appearance. And now, if you're ready, you're feeling attractive, you want to talk to some girls, I have just released a brand new free course which shows you exactly how to see the girl walk over so you can have an abundance of opportunities. Even has a bonus, me breaking down a live approach where I did it so you can understand step by step how to do it to get those opportunities and change your life. So check the link down below, be there somewhere, and check out that course and start meeting women today.